I believe that failure is a really important part of your career and a part of life because everybody fails at least once. And failing to me means that you're trying something new, you're stepping out of your comfort zone. It's something that you are trying something new and you don't get it right the first time. And that forces people to create this growth mindset. And especially in careers where you fail, you learn from your failures and then you advance in your career because you're working on perfecting your craft. And it just means that you're not perfect, but you're willing to work hard. And that's something that employers like to see. A saying that I've heard is, if you never fail, you never learn. And that's so true because failing actually helps you learn. And that's something that we learned about in the unit through the TED Talks and as well through the articles that we've read, is that when you do fail, you learn from those mistakes. And if you don't fail, the people that have never failed before, people that have always had things given to them or people that have helped them along the way to make sure they don't fail, well, the first time that they do end up failing or not being able to achieve what they wanted to, it's not going to feel so good. So having to fail and being able to fail and learning from that is very, very important to me. As well as in the articles that we've read, two of them, the Forbes article and the SHRM articles, it talks about being able to be in a work environment where failing is somewhat encouraged and also people are feeling comfortable to fail because that means they are being innovative and that means they are being encouraged to step out of their comfort zones, try something new. And I also feel like that's a really, really important part and step towards being able to fail more comfortably. TED Talk that resonated most with me was the one titled What I Learned from 100 Days of Rejection. The reason being that the content of the video is very relevant to the time in my life right now where I'm searching for jobs, I'm handing out resumes, and oftentimes what I hear is, we're not hiring right now, or unfortunately we went with a different candidate. And I have to know what it feels like to be rejected, and I have to learn from that. And something that the video touched upon was that we often avoid interactions and avoid doing things out of the fear of being rejected. I know for myself that when I go to different stores and I'm handing out my resumes, sometimes I'll skip a store because I either think that I'm not going to get the job or that they're going to tell me that they're not hiring right now. And to avoid being rejected, I just avoid the interaction. I also am in marketing right now, and that's a field that has a lot of rejection. If you're in sales, you're pitching products to people, or you're trying to get a contract with people, you're often going to face rejection. And so this video is really important and gives you strategies on how to take rejection, how to take a no, and turn it into a yes with the simple phrase, why? Why am I being rejected? What is it about this? Is it about me? Is it about the situation? Maybe what I'm offering is not what they want, but maybe it's what somebody else wants. And so looking for different avenues to turn that no into a yes is really, really important for people to learn. Two skills that I want to develop when I'm building my resiliency is to build a strong support network. And I also want to develop problem-solving and critical thinking skills. So building a strong support network is super important. For me, especially, I learned that at a very young age, at grade 5, when I could not do a reverse layup in basketball. And it really frustrated me. I'm somebody that does not like to fail, and if I can't get something right at the first time that I do it, I usually just give up. But I had a teacher that would not let me fail. And she told me that I needed to continue practicing. She helped me practice, and eventually I was able to do a reverse layup, and that is when I figured out the idea of being resilient and not giving up just because you're afraid of failing. As well as problem solving and critical thinking skills are super important to learn. It refers back to Unit 2 when we talked about transferable skills in the workplace. Problem solving and critical thinking skills are super important anywhere, but it's especially important for resiliency and being able to critically think, what happened? Why did I fail? Why did I get rejected? And taking those moments of learning and applying them to the next time you try something new, and then you will have a higher probability of success.